who is not taking care of the greenhouse effect right now is just an idiot. You don't need ethics for that. Yeah? Nobody can be so stupid, except our American president. Yeah? It was really interesting, not Obama. I'm talking about George Bush. Cradle became so strong because of George Bush. Yeah? Because George Bush clearly said, I'm not very smart and I don't do anything. Yeah? So I was in Sydney in Australia, and there was George Bush in November 2007, and he said, oh, I'm so glad to be in Austria. Yeah? And then he was opening a conference, and because he said Austria, Vienna, OPEC, yeah? And he was opening the OPEC conference. But it was the APEC conference, the Asian Pacific conference. When this is your president, you know I have some potential as well. Or you say to yourself, when somebody with these limited abilities can become president of the United States, yeah, there's some talent in me as well, isn't it? And the other thing is, you don't wait for the government anymore. What we do in Europe, we always wait what the European Union is doing. Yeah, we wait, do they make legislation, etc. So Bush was so good for us because it was clear he doesn't do anything. In the Netherlands it's different. The government announced that they will do all the public purchasing in 2012 as Cradle to Cradle. So the best thing is a government who really makes a change. But the worst is a government which pretends to do something, yeah, and keeps people busy somehow. So the question is, are we too many people on this planet? When we think we're too many people on this planet, sure, then we need to reduce, minimize, avoid. Yeah. So, and as well, we need to say it's better we are not here. Yeah. So, when you look at the biomass of termites or of mosquitoes, nobody likes mosquitoes or termites. Yeah. But so look at the biomass of ants. And termites are better human beings than we are somehow. Termites are pure vegetarians, only eat dead stuff. Yeah? Whereas ants are a little more like us. They kill each other. 80% of them are not vegetarians. Yeah? So take the biomass of ants. And I need to tell you something. We define environmental protection, as I said, by destroying a little less. Yeah? You can do something in that logic. Like when you take the elevator, it takes 80% less energy to take the elevator than taking the stairs. Because to make a human calorie, and we calculated for vegetarian already, for a vegetarian climbing the stairs compared to a vegetarian taking the elevator, it takes 5 times more energy to take the stairs. Yeah? So I always, when you want to protect the environment, take the elevator. They like this famous American quote, see you later, elevator. Yeah? So because you can protect the environment when you take the elevator. You can minimize your footprint. You can do a lot like that. If you eat spaghetti al dente, it's an official Greenpeace recommendation, really. Yeah? You can save 20% of the electricity. Yeah? Or, for example, if you would make a legislation which would force everybody to wear a tie in winter, yeah, we could minimize, close down 21 power plants in Europe. Because when you feel a little strangled, we can reduce the room temperature for 2 degrees Celsius. Yeah? So basically, it's the women who cause the problem. Yeah? Because the European Union now has been banning the 100-watt light bulbs. Yeah? But compared to that, it's about 7 to 8 times more effective if women would wear a tie in winter as well. Yeah? Yeah? So we can do something. In summer, men need to wear skirts that you don't need to do air conditioning so much anymore. So you can do something. In summer, you need to ban the ties. You can do something. For example, when you fly from Stockholm into New York, and because of safety reasons, you have to be there 2 hours in advance. Yeah, you can take a little tablet to empty your digestion system in. And then it can reduce your carbon footprint by at least, when everybody would do this, between 3 and 5 tons of kerosene. So you just go to the toilet first, and you do something good for the environment. You can do something. In the same way, these ants don't do anything for the environment. Can you imagine, did you ever see an ant taking an elevator? No, they take the stairs. Yeah? They really don't think about the environment, so unfair. So because they live only 3 to 6 months, and because they work so much harder, they never take elevators. Yeah? They equal in their calorie consumption about 30 billion people. And they even don't use genetic engineering. Yeah? So, so are we too many? No, we are too stupid. The difference between us and ants is they don't make waste. They even don't think about waste. They don't reduce waste, they don't minimize waste, they don't minimize their footprint. No, the Brazilian rainforest only exists because of ants. And I looked at and talked to research people in Brazil. Yeah, the rainforest contains just 4,500 species of ants which only reach the ground when they die. They stay in the leaves basically the whole life. Only when they die, they fall down. Without the ants, the rainforest wouldn't exist because it's poor of nutrients. Yeah? So if the ants wouldn't process the nutrients, the rainforest would not exist. So they don't minimize, they don't reduce, they even don't think about waste. Yeah? Even when you talk about zero waste, yeah, you still think about waste. Yeah? It's like when I tell you, don't think about a pink elephant, you think about a pink elephant. Yeah? So even when you talk about minimizing, reducing, avoiding waste, you still have the concept of waste. Nature doesn't know this concept of waste. When we make waste or think about waste, we are too many people. So we don't need to apologize for being on this planet. Yeah? We can just reinvent everything. And so it's not this traditional type of thinking. Yeah, I'm 100% bad, so Steph is back because now the sad part is over. Yeah? So first we talk about all the tragedy. It's like a religious service. Yeah? Now we talk about what to do. And this is why Steph comes back. Yeah? Because he cannot deal with these sad stories anymore. Yeah? So now we think, yeah, we are 100% bad, 90% bad, and my goal is 0. This is traditional eco-efficiency. And efficiency basically is the wrong concept from the beginning. Because efficiency is about doing things right. But when you make the wrong thing, you only make it perfectly wrong. Yeah? So that's why we first need to say what is the right thing. This is why, coming back to Steph on his carpets thing, the first thing is not to use PVC. Because what does it help you when you recycle PVC? You only make it perfectly wrong. PVC, for example, the PVC carpets contain about half of their amount is plasticizer. These plasticizers go out and we take them up. So a long time before you were born, there was somebody who knew about it before. So there was Paul McCartney in 1968. Yeah? The second part of yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. What it means, compared to your fathers, all the men in this room are only half the man, yeah? Maximum. Yeah? We are losing fertility dramatically because these PVC plasticizers destroy fertility because they behave like female hormones. In women, they suppress the natural hormone production, which causes osteoporosis as one of the by effects. In men, it reduces fertility. And we made a calculation for the city of Hamburg. About 20% of the men who want to have children are basically sterile. So you can do something with reproductive medicine. But is this the quality of life what you want to have? This is, when you recycle the wrong thing, you just make it perfectly wrong. Effectiveness is a different thing. Yeah? Efficiency means doing things right. But everything that is efficient is very ugly. Yeah? Think about falling in love with somebody efficiently. Yeah? Think about in Edward Grieg being efficient. Yeah? Yeah? Think about somebody singing a song efficiently. Think about, I invite you for dinner. Yeah? I said it's an efficient dinner. It would be a tablet with some flavor, yeah, Stockholm flavor, and a glass of water. Very efficient. Yeah? So everything in life which is culture, which is nice, is not efficient. Why do you want to be eco-efficient as the biggest goal? Nature is not efficient. Nature is effective. Yeah? Efficiency means doing things right. Yeah? Effectiveness means what is the right thing. Yeah? Otherwise, when you make the wrong things perfect, like the PVC carpet, you make it perfectly wrong. Yeah? But you say, you put a label on it that says recycled content, and everybody buys it because it has recycled content in it. Effectiveness is a different thing. You say, oh, I reached 10%. This is where Dessel will be in 2020. Now, the more you buy, the better. If any eco-label drives you out of business, Yeah. Don't put any eco label in whatever you do, because it says if I don't buy it, it's even better. And you really need to have it. Except for toilet paper. For toilet paper it works, because you cannot avoid toilet paper somehow. But on the other side, we are analyzing toilet paper out of recycled material, and this recycled paper contains up to 5 grams of chlorinated hydrocarbons. With 1 kilogram of recycled toilet paper, you're contaminating at least 5 million liters of water, higher than drinking water standard, with 1 kilogram. But it's recycled paper. How nice. These things are never designed for recycling, so don't recycle them when they're not intended to do so.